Good morning. Catch my breath here for a moment. I'm 10.5 miles in on my roughly 18 and a half mile long run today, and some beautiful views. That is Horsetooth Reservoir in northern Colorado. Well, today on this review, I am bringing you a shoe that is great for road to mixed terrain and gravel running, the Salomon Aero Glide 4 Gravel. Now, as you can see, I am running on the road actually right now, and that's what makes this shoe so great. I'm gonna be talking about that some more, but I would not call this a road to trail shoe. Some more on that here in a minute. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'll produce the content. All you gotta do is subscribe. So please click that subscribe button. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Shoe reviews, gear reviews. Not only am I reviewing this shoe today, but in a separate video, I'm also reviewing the new Gravel Skin 4 hydration vest that I have on here. I'm gonna be talking about the overall build quality and comfort, the performance and the value, and now compare it to a couple other shoes. But first, I'm gonna run down the road here, connect into the gravel roads, which are all on the other side of this hillside here. So while I make my way over there, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the Salomon Aero Glide 4 Gravel?
Salomon states, venture beyond the familiar in the Aero Glide 4 Gravel, a running shoe that gives you the freedom to effortlessly switch between surfaces wherever you choose, with a grippy sole for greater versatility and confidence. Break free from the ordinary and embrace the unpredictable, while enjoying exceptional comfort and dynamic performance. As for those specs and features, you get a seamless engineered upper, a protective mudguard across the front of the foot and gusseted tongue, an Ortholite Performance insole, Salomon's Energy Foam Evo 2 midsole, which is a beaded TPU formula with a decoupled cutout for additional heel cushioning. Their Contigrip rubber outsole, which is a gravel bike tire inspired lugs up to 3.5 millimeters of depth, 40 millimeters of heel stack and 32 millimeters of toe stack for that 8 millimeter drop, weighing in at 270 grams or 9.5 ounces, and a US MSRP of $160. Salomon did send me this shoe for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own, and all the B-roll footage that you're going to see in this video was recorded after this run. So you're seeing the shoe in its true and current state after about 50 miles.
Before I connect into the gravel roads, one thing you're probably wondering is, Chad, you're running in a gravel shoe. Why aren't you on the gravel roads? Why are you on road? Why are you on the asphalt? Well, it's because this shoe actually does do really well on the road and, of course, on the gravel roads. The Aero Glide 4 is a road-going shoe, and in the Aero Glide 4 Gravel, they just add a little bit more structure and a little bit more prowess to that outsole rubber for, you know, some of that mixed terrain, the crushed gravel and the gravel roads. Some have called this a road to trail shoe. I do not consider it a road to trail shoe, and I'll talk about why when I get to the performance part of this video. As far as build quality and comfort, I'm gonna come out and just say it. Build quality, always great with Salomon. They know what they're doing, did a great job on build quality, no concerns at all. Upper materials seem to be very durable. I have a lot of faith in Salomon, so no concerns at all on that upper. One thing that I appreciate, however, in the Aero Glide 4 Gravel compared to the previous iteration is that they stripped things back just a little bit, kept things just a little bit simpler, and as such, the shoe is actually just a little bit lighter, and it is noticed that the previous version was just a little bit overbuilt, making it just a little bit more cumbersome than it really needed to be. So the upper, it could be a little bit more breathable, but not a concern for me. There are some nice overlays around the toe box and along the eyelet chain and a little bit around the ankle, just to offer a little more durability and structure where you need it. Tongue is fully gusseted. I do not feel the laces across the top of my foot. There's some light padding, not a lot of padding, but it doesn't seem like you need it in this shoe, so some light padding in that tongue and some good padding and structure in the heel. All in all, my foot feels secure it feels really comfortable in the upper of the shoe. I went true to size, my typical 9.5. No need to size up or down. Fits great, and I think it'll be very accommodating for most feet. Salomon is traditionally known for having a more narrow, tighter fitting shoe. Not so much the case in the Aero Glide 4 gravel. Now, one thing that you'll notice, and I'll show you here, is the lacing system. It's a little bit different than their typical shoe. A little bit different than a typical lacing system. The way this works is you can loosen it just by pressing on the sides here. That'll loosen the tension on the strap there. And then you can see that it's held in with this strap here. So if you want to tighten that up, all you got to do is pull it. So you just kind of do this kind of a motion, and you're supposed to be able to do it with one hand. I find that I want to fine tune it just a little bit and maybe cinch down on the sides here, just kind of like that, to tighten it up. Then all I do with this extra lace, you can see that there's this extra fabric here on the across the vamp and the top of the mid portion of the top of the foot there, and I just tuck that lace in just like that. It just kind of goes in part way, and yeah, it just tucks it away. Never had an issue with it otherwise, and yeah, the laces stay right in place and don't become a problem at all. The tongue is fully gusseted, so it stays right in place. Honestly, really comfortable upper. I'm not sure why Salomon decided to change the lacing system up, but it works. Maybe it's a little gimmicky, but it's effective and it's comfortable. Moving down into the shoe, you get the Ortholite insole. Nothing special about it. Moving down into that midsole. This midsole is fabulous. The midsole is kind of a beaded TPU type midsole, so it's going to be bouncy. It's also soft. Honestly, I think it offers a good balance between cushioning and bouncy responsiveness. And you'll notice here in the B-roll that there's that cutout in the heel and midfoot of the shoe. That decoupled groove allows the heel a nice place to sink down into, which feels really good, especially on the downhill. But I really like this midsole. Just feels really lively and is definitely comfortable, no matter how many miles you're doing or what terrain you're doing. This is a higher stack shoe, and sometimes I feel that top heaviness. So if you accidentally step on a bigger rock or a crack in the road, you got to be careful that you don't roll an ankle. And of course, that outsole rubber, the Conti Grip outsole rubber with those chevron-like lugs, it does great on the road. Feels really smooth. Pretty good on a gravel, broken up gravel road like this. It might lack a little bit in traction, just like in version 3 on the steepest of inclines, but really it's not a problem. Only notice that when I'm really laying down the power and I'm uphill and I'm going on a pretty steep uphill section. Otherwise, honestly, it's confidence inspiring. I don't feel a need for more traction in this mixed terrain. Build quality, thumbs up. Really good build, good choice of materials. They all came together really well. Salomon always does a good job on their build quality. Comfort definitely gets a thumbs up. This shoe is very comfortable. Good amount of volume in the upper while feeling secure. Feels really comfortable underfoot as well. That midsole is great. The only thing I wish is that the upper was maybe just a little bit more breathable, and perhaps the overall package was ever so slightly more lightweight, even though it is more lightweight than the previous version by a few grams. But that starts to get into the performance of the Aero Glide 4 gravel. Oh, I don't know why that name is so hard. But before I get to performance, this is a See Chad run video, not a See Chad walk. Let's keep running up the rest of this hill, and then I'll show you some very cool views. Whew. Just lean into the hill. Let your gluteus maximus and your hamstrings pull you up the hill. No need to burn the quads up on the uphill. Save that for the downhill. You'll thank me later. Woo! And there's gonna be a lot more pretty views. Yeah, a little bit of a sunrise there, although a lot of cloud coverage, so not getting quite the sunrise as I was maybe hoping or expecting, but still a beautiful morning. As for performance of the Aero Glide 4 gravel, I mentioned it before, or alluded to it before. This is a great road to mixed terrain, gravel running type shoe. It is not a good road to trail shoe, and it's because it's not really a good trail shoe. It's just honestly too kind of top heavy and wobbly because of that high stack and the softness of that midsole. If the trail is very buffed out, kind of that crushed gravel type of trail, it's gonna do fine. But anything somewhat moderately technical, I would not recommend this shoe for that. But on all other mixed terrain and road surfaces, it does great. I've taken this shoe on quite a few just regular concrete and asphalt runs, as well as conditions like today where it keeps varying from asphalt to broken up asphalt to actual gravel and crushed gravel paths. And in every one of those scenarios, I'm amazed and very pleased with this shoe. Another thing that I really appreciate is the liveliness of that midsole. It's bouncy but soft. It's responsive yet comfortable. Not necessarily a shoe that I would use for a long tempo run, but if you're feeling good, you know, you hit a gravel roads and you want to do a little bit of spirited running, go for it. This shoe will perform and reward adequately. As you can see, the road, the asphalt that I was on is now becoming more gravel, and the shoe feels really right at home in those changing conditions. You can just keep going. You don't have to think about it. There's enough stack underfoot too that any of these little rocks that maybe you end up stepping on, you don't feel them underfoot. So to wrap up performance, if you're looking for kind of that one universal shoe that does well on all that mixed terrain and certainly would do well on the road and concrete paths as well, this is definitely one that I would recommend and consider for you. Once again, beautiful views. Performance gets a thumbs up. My arm is getting tired of holding the camera up. Oh. So let me know your thoughts on the Aero Glide Gravel. Is it a shoe that you're considering? Have you ran in this version or any previous version in the past? And what was your experience? Let me know, drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Of course, if you have questions, ask away and I'll be sure to answer you. So now let's talk about value and compare it to a few other gravel running shoes. The Salomon Aero Glide 4 Gravel, US MSRP is $160. I think that is a very competitive price and a price that's probably worth paying considering what you're getting. To compare it to a few other shoes, the first one that I thought of was the Craft Nordlight Ultra Pro. That is more of a gravel racer. It has a more premium midsole, just a little bit more snap and bounce underfoot. That shoe also comes in at $190, similarly stacked. The Mount to Coast H1, $160 for that shoe. Not quite as much stack, a little bit more ground feel, and a very lively and fun overall package. The midsole on that shoe feels faster. It's a lighter shoe, so it feels faster from that perspective as well. That shoe honestly is amazing. Between the Salomon and the Mount to Coast, I don't know which one I'd recommend. The Salomon probably has the better outsole grip, but the Mount to Coast H1 is probably a little bit more universal in that it can do more of the trail runs, but you do get less stack underfoot. So it kind of just depends on, you know, what you're looking for in a shoe. And then another shoe that I really enjoyed, also $160 US MSRP, is the VJ Flow. Now, I just learned this morning, VJ has permanently shut down in the US, which is unfortunate because they made some pretty awesome shoes that I really enjoyed, like the VJ Flow. The VJ Flow is lighter than the Salomon Aero Glide 4 Gravel, has a little bit more gnarly lugs, and is a great road to trail, road to mixed terrain type shoe, but the upper offers a little bit less structure and support, quite a bit more breathable of an upper, I'll add, in that shoe. Salomon Aero Glide 4 is the better built shoe and probably overall the better value. I'm gonna give value a thumbs up. If you're looking for that universal shoe that can do pretty much all of your normal runs, and especially if you live in an area like I do where you're running on the road, concrete paths, and occasionally making it out to the gravel roads, or just running on a whole combination of all of that, you know, as well as maybe some of that crushed gravel paths, I think you're going to enjoy the Aero Glide 4 gravel, and it's going to be well worth the price because it's going to last a long time as well. Okay, I've got about 5 more miles to the car. I'm going to be descending down this part of the road here, get some more cool views down that way. This has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed myself so far out here, and I need to catch my breath again. I'm just getting too excited about the shoe. Woo. I'm gonna wrap this video up, and then I'm gonna be starting another video, so check out that, reviewing the gravel skin 4 vest that I have on today as well. So be sure to check that out. Again, separate video. Thanks for joining me. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far into the video, what are you doing? Subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again. Remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy. I almost forgot my tagline. And enjoy every mile, as I am certainly today in the Salomon Aero Glide 4 gravel. I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.